Hello, coin collectors out there. Welcome back to the Big D Coins channel. Check out these very cool pennies that I've got in front of you right here. The top row, we have some United Kingdom pennies, and the bottom row, we have some Canadian pennies. Now, what do all of these pennies have in common? Let's take a quick look at the dates on them, and that will give you some insight as to what we will be talking about. So, as far as the UK, we have a 2001, a 2004, we've got a 2002, a 2000, and a 2008. So a nice sample of 2000 pennies from the United Kingdom. Then down here at the bottom, we have even more of the same. So we've got a 2003, 2008, 4. This one right here is a 2004 in very nice condition, 2005. We've got a couple of commemorative issue ones right here, which are dated 2002. This one's got a little bit of a some gunk on the front right here, so this one might be a better example, or even this one right here. So these ones right here are circulating commemorative coins, and then we've got a couple of 2000s over here. So the focus of today's video, as you guessed, is about 2000 Canadian pennies. In particular, we're going to focus in on the year 2006. The reason why 2006 is because that was peak production for the entire history of the Canadian pennies. So in 2006, there were 1,261,883,000 Canadian pennies, looking like these ones right here that were produced. That was the only year in the decade of 2000 in which the mintages jumped over a billion. Of course, or not necessarily, of course, but you might not realize that in 2012, that was actually the last year of the Canadian penny. So 2012 saw a very low mintage as they cut off production during that year. And now what you have to do in Canada is that the vendor, whoever is selling you something, has to round to the closest 5 cents. So they no longer accept change. They no longer accept pennies as far as currency. Now, online bills are still rounded to the penny. However, the physical currency right here is just rounded to the 5-cent piece. Now, the main reason for that, actually really the only reason for that, is because it costs them a lot of money to produce these coins. So these coins that were made from 2000 to 2012 are 94% steel, 1.5% nickel, 4.5% copper plating. Now the copper coloring to them, they look kind of the same color that the United States coins do. However, that's just kind of a coating that goes over them. The main inside of the coin itself is made out of steel. So in the entirety of the coin, it's 94% steel, 1.5% nickel, and then the copper coating going around the outside makes up 4.5% of the metal content of the coin. Now, as far as the design that you see right here, pretty standard. On the reverse, you see a maple leaf twig. It's surrounded with the face value and the inscription Canada. So we see the maple leaf twig right here. Now, on the obverse of the coin, we see a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. That is her. This one right here is her of age 77. If I pull up a older one, we'll see a younger portrait of her. So we see her at age 77 on the right, and then on the left, that is her at age 64. So two different portraits that you will see on these Canadian coins. So this is the circulating commemorative one. We can see the two dates on it. This one right here is not the circulating commemorative one. So this one's dated 2000. So we see her. The 2001, her at a younger age, was made from 97 until 2003. Then they bump up the age on the obverse of the coin, this one right here, from 2003 until 2012. However, the metal content is still going to be the same on them. Now, this one right here, it's got two dates on it, so we've kind of said circulating commemorative coin a couple times so far. So let's dive into the details of this one. The commemorative thing that was happening there was the 50th anniversary of the succession of Queen Elizabeth II. So she had been a queen of of the United Kingdom for 50 years. She started being a queen in 1952, and then in 2002 is when they produced this coin. So it's a very cool commemorative issue, circulating commemorative issue coin. So what a circulating commemorative issue coin means is that these were made for mass production. So there are 830 million of these coins that were made. Sometimes with commemorative issue coins, they make them and just sell them directly to collectors, or they make very low mintages of them. An example of that would be with this coin that I've got right here. Now this is a proof coin for a 2018 state quarter. So this was not made for general circulation. This was made by the United States Mint and then sold directly to coin collectors who had to pay a premium to get the coin. So the mintages on these commemorative issue coins will be low, but if it's a circulating commemorative issue coin like we see right here, the mintages will be high. As I mentioned, this one right here, 830 million of them that were produced. That is not really anything compared to 2006, in which they made 1.2 million of them. So you can see that is kind of why Canada decided to cut back on the production of these coins right here. Now, other than that, there's nothing much special about the coins that you probably haven't seen before, other than the fact that people are going to be collecting these and holding on to them because they were no longer being issued. A lot of people do collect Canadian pennies prior to 1997. The coins prior to 1997 will be 98% copper. Unfortunately, they took the copper, the majority of the copper out of the coin, starting in 1997. So 1996 and earlier, those will be 98% copper, and the melt value of those will be worth significantly more than the melt value of these ones right here. These ones only 4.5% copper. The 1996 and earlier, those will be 98% copper. So you can buy those actually on eBay if you're interested. People are stacking the not only silver and gold, but some people stack copper as well, anticipating that one day you'll be able to melt it down and get more than the actual face value of the coin. All right, so let's look at these ones quickly. These ones are kind of the counterpart from the United Kingdom. We see Queen Elizabeth II again on these coins right here. However, they are from a different country. They're from the UK. So this design that you see right here was made, let me zoom in on that for you, was made from 1998 and then until 2008. And we see a portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara on the obverse of this coin right here. As far as the production amounts of these coins, very high as well. In the year 2000, there were over 1 billion of them that were made, just over 1 billion. The year 2002, which is what I've got right here, there are 601 million of them that were made, so very high mintage. Now, a little bit of a different aspect of the coin is when we get to 2008. So this one right here, you might have seen my separate videos about this. You can't tell much from the obverse of the coin, but when you flip it over, you see the shield reverse. So this started in 2008, was made all the way up until 2015. And what they're doing with this is if you put all of the different coins of Canada together, you would get the the coins of the United Kingdom together. You would get the Royal Shield of England all in kind of one coin. So if you had the penny here and then, you know, a 10 pence and then a 5 pence and a 50 pence over here, it would kind of make up a cool shield reverse design. Now, this design did come with some criticism because the individual coins themselves didn't really have much of a reverse design to them. So it'd be cool if individually they had a cool design and then collectively they had a cool design as well. Now, this is what your normal 1 penny coin will look like prior to the switch over to that shield reverse. Now, what we see on the reverse side right here, this is a crown Portilius with chains. It's an adaptation of the badge of Henry VII, which is now the badge of the Palace of Westminster. We also see the denomination of the coin right down here. All right, everyone, that's all I've got for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. We talked about the very high mintage of the Canadian coins, specifically the year 2006. We got into the 50th commemorative issue coin right here, which came out in 2002. So that commemorated the 50th anniversary of Queen Elizabeth being the Queen of England. We saw a couple of different portraits of Queen Elizabeth II as we saw right here. So an older portrait of her right here, and then a younger one right